All right, now we've got the First Lady Melania Trump openly calling for the firing of Jimmy Kimmel after some jokes he made a couple of days before the Correspondents' Dinner. You know, where Trump had, what were we up to, the third or fourth attempt on his life now?
Yeah, something like that,
yeah, so he made some jokes during his like fake Correspondents' Dinner about her being a widow, and then this happens. Now she's like, hey, Disney, you need to fire Jimmy Kimmel. So we're going to talk about this, and the only reason we're talking about it, we are not a political channel, contrary to popular belief, but the only reason we're talking about it is dovetailing with Disney and media and all of that. And unfortunately, all the stuff ties together, and I really wish it didn't.
Yeah.
I wish it didn't. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And Melania Trump is big mad about Jimmy Kimmel. And I had to do a double take because I'm like, oh, wait, they're mad about Jimmy Kimmel again? It's like, what now? What? I'm like, oh, my God, here we go. So this is coming from NPR, and then we're going to go out to the Daily Beast because they're like, hell, MAGA's got their panties
I can't
in a
wait
bunch.
to hear NPR's opinion.
Actually, theirs is very middle of the road.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh, my gosh, that's
shockingly.
surprising. I mean, kudos, keep doing more middle of the road stuff, but that's really shocking to me.
Well, they got begged for money now because, you know, USAID is not giving them money anymore. So it's coming from NPR. Melania Trump wants ABC to take a stand against Jimmy Kimmel after hateful joke. Melania is not happy about the late night host Jimmy Kimmel's recent joke about her. Now, this was a couple of days before the latest assassination attempt.
Yeah, it wasn't after it happened.
No, it wasn't after, but you know,
it still was in poor taste.
It was in poor taste, and I think the problem we're having, and this is just a personal opinion, of course, the problem we're having is that it's become so normal to wish for death upon people openly, that, or to fantasize about it, that it does, I think, radicalize people to actually entertain the possibility of taking out people.
Yeah, and again, I will stand up for the fact that, he's allowed to say that. He's also not, immune from the consequences of saying that. Well, they say, freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequences. So they kept throwing people all the time.
Yeah, I think honestly, him and Colbert, I think they're trying to speed run, see who can get fired first, because I think they got a big fat podcast deal waiting for him.
Colbert's almost done, isn't he?
I think next month. I think
he's done next month. Kimmel got an extension for just a year. But, I mean, how long is Disney going to put up with it? Because it's like one headache after another with this dude.
They might actually get rid of him or have to buy him out. And he might want them to. I could totally see like Colbert and Kimmel doing a podcast together.
Well, I know that, back when we talked about the, time at YouTube when Disney bought Maker. Yes. And there are people that didn't want to be told by Disney what they can and can't say. There were speculation that, PewDiePie said some of the things he said on purpose just to get out of the contract. But I don't know if that's true or not. That was speculation.
That's just speculation. Anyway, this is what he said. He said, "Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow."
Wow.
He quipped during a sketch on his show, Jimmy Kimmel Live. So it was on Jimmy Kimmel Live, which is on the air, broadcast television, ABC owned. Like this could get him fired.
There's a difference between making a joke about somebody because, oh, you look funny, or like, hey, expectant widow for the first lady. If someone said to his wife, Jimmy Kimmel's wife, you have a glow about you like an expectant widow, I don't think Kimmel would like it too much.
And then 2 days later, whatever it is, we have another attempt on the president's life. And if it were anybody else, there'd be a knock at your door from the FBI. Any sitting president, if you made that kind of a joke.
I mean, that I want to be clear. Just because he made the joke doesn't mean that he knew about what was going to happen.
No. I'm not. Yeah, I will be. Yeah, let's be clear because we're going to have people clip this and take it out of context. No, I'm just saying that if he wasn't Jimmy Kimmel, if he was some random person 20 years ago, if you made even a joke about fantasizing about killing a sitting president or a sitting president dying, chances are you get a knock at your door.
Yeah, he didn't say he was going to come. He said that, the implication was,
somebody's going to.
Yeah, that was the implication.
Very soon. Yeah, and then this happens. So, no, I don't think they're connected, but I think it's the zeitgeist, the mindset that on the left, everybody is like seriously, secretly wishing for this to happen.
I don't think it's everybody, but immediately after this happened, a bunch of people,
a lot of people are celebrating,
making comments. Yeah,
and I'm not talking about the normal people. I'm talking.
No, they were mad because they missed.
Yeah, they were. There were. So there was a comic writer out there who was, they believe, celebrating it. Now, that person is trying to say that they were celebrating winning at darts and they missed. And
they
were mad they missed at darts.
No
I know, right?
That shit.
And this is like the last time they had another DC Comics person, that Gretchen Felker, whatever, was, going on about Charlie Kirk and how much.
I was gonna believe that shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, people are openly celebrating
a lot of educators.
Assassination and murder. Yeah.
Well, the guy that tried was like a teacher. But
yeah.
A lot of educators were like getting called out. I saw in different places on social media because they were making comments. It's like, this is disgusting. And look, and I even called out when Trump had made comments celebrating people, that one guy dying, and I understand why he was happy about it. I get it because I know what the guy was doing, but I'm also like, it's not a good look to be celebrating when someone dies.
No.
But this is not good, and it doesn't look good for Kimmel that he's out there making jokes, which he's allowed to make them. He's a freedom to make them, but that doesn't mean that's a freedom from not having consequences for making them.
Yeah, and it's, especially when you're in the situation you're in right now where everybody's kind of looking at your show and looking at...
No one's looking at a show. That's kind of like why, his ratings and these nighttime show ratings were shit, because no one's watching them.
Well, yeah, but I'm like, if you're under a microscope already because you got yanked off the air just a few months ago, I mean, I guess it was like 6 months ago, but you got yanked off the air, then you had some bleary-eyed, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't be making jokes about death, and I don't want anybody to die.
That's not what I meant.
That's not what I meant.
I meant darts, honest.
And then, yeah, right. And then you're turning around and doing it again. Okay, the first time maybe oopsie doopsie. Now it's like, no, dude, you're
no, that was intentionally planned. That was a scripted.
Yeah,
joke.
Whether it's you or your writers, there are people on your staff who obviously wish for harm to come to the president or the first lady or whoever.
It was too far. It really was too far, and it was tasteless. That being said, freedom of speech. He had the right to do it, but does Disney have, is Disney going to say he has the right and keep him on the air?
He has the right to unemployment.
Yeah, well, I'm saying because he keeps doing it. Like, if I were Disney, I'd be like getting concerned because he will not stop this shit.
Bob Iger's not there to protect you anymore. Like, it was
That's true, because Iger was all super far left. But,
Dana Walden's still there, but Bob Iger's, like, apparently.
Yeah, but Dana Walden basically is in charge of TV and shit. And Dana Walden was also like BFFs with Kamala Harris and stuff.
Given all the outrage that happened before with the local stations, whatever, if I were Disney, I'd be like, you know what? Okay, once, you're sorry. Okay, whatever. We'll move forward, whatever. Twice in 6 months, you're going to cost us all kinds of money.
You're doing it intentionally.
You're antagonizing intentionally, right? So at that point, I have to be like, once is noopsie doopsie, twice is deliberate, and you're not getting a third time because it's going to cost too damn much money to get out.
It's for Disney's own look. But I'm saying, do I think that like I said last time, do I think that he should be fired, have a show pulled down for making a tasteless joke? No. But I also agree that while he had the freedom to say these things, it doesn't mean that you are free of consequences for saying really stupid, shitty things.
All right. So the segment was the comedian's mock alternative speech to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which aired 2 days before the real event of the assassination attempt. Authorities subdued a heavily armed man who they say entered the Washington Hilton ballroom in an attempt to target administration officials. In a post on X, the First Lady called Kimmel's joke about her a hateful and violent one. His monologue about my family isn't comedy. His words are corrosive and deepens the political sickness within America.
There is a sickness within America, yes.
It's horrible. Like, I don't even want to go on X anymore. I mean, it's all getting to a place where it's just we're going insane. The entire country's going insane.
I'll tell you what. I saw someone making a post who's someone who I know is very far left, talking about, what if someone came to you and said that they voted Trump and now they're going to vote for your side, what kind of apology could they start to make? Or what? I'm like, what the hell? It's like, look, the reason that everybody's like going politically homeless or independent is because they're tired of the, and it's really, really prominent on the left, way more so than the right. But the, purity test, you constantly have to prove your allegiance. You have to agree with everything. It is insane. for decades. People voted how they wanted to vote. You didn't even know how they voted half the time, majority of the time, and you didn't care. It wasn't your business, and it did not affect people the way this has affected people. It's insane to me how someone can wish you dead or violently want you dead because you didn't vote for the person they wanted you to vote for. It is nuts. It is polarized. It is sick in the head is what it is.
I mean, I'm seeing it. I mean, again, not to, I don't want to go down the political road, but I'm seeing it on the right though. It's like everything is so polarized now. Like the reason people hate each other so much is the media does whip it up.
Oh, it's on both sides. But yes, I agree. Media and social media are ground zero for the polarization.
And again, when you've got somebody out there like Jimmy Kimmel, who, yeah, he's a comedian, whatever. But when you're on a network show, a late night network show, a Disney-owned late night network show, making jokes about the president getting killed, you shouldn't be on. I'm sorry. No. You take it to HBO or something if they want you, but not on network TV. This
is like, back to what kind of Gina Carano was saying with the Holocaust thing she made the comment about. Like what happens to get you to the place where you turn on your neighbor and you would, turn them over and because they were Jewish or whatever. But instead of that, just be like for the political pickling. It's like we're getting to a point, this is the point I think she was trying to make, is we're getting to a point where we aren't seeing people as people anymore. You just see them as your opposition. Yep. And half the time these people weren't even political 10 years ago. They didn't give two shits 10 years ago. And now they're just so busy trying to get you, and they want you literally wipe out the face of the earth. I think that means they get their own way.
No,
it's insane.
So people, here's the thing. People that are like this, people that just want to wipe out their opposition completely, do you think it's going to stop once their opposition is gone? Because then they're going to start eating each other.
Well, even then, I mean, it's never going to be gone because there's two political parties in this country. And the whole idea that if you vote for one, that you are a traitor or whatever, it's insane. I'm not going to go politics either too much. We already are. And because there's no way to separate the two here.
And that's what fucking, I'm so tired of it. I'm tired of like every discussion about everything. It doesn't matter. It's basically pop culture even, or media, whatever. When you talk about a thing, it is always distilled down to red or blue. Like, is this a woke thing or a
I know. I'm
LGBTQ
so tired of it.
Thing or
but I totally
MAGA thing?
Totally believe that most of it stems from the media and from social media, and this kind of behavior is not helping. I mean, I get you're a commentator, and people expect political jokes from you, and that's fine. I mean, they do it all the time. But when there is a line that you can cross, and I think he's crossed it a couple times, and beyond that, whatever we feel about it, because people might think it's the greatest joke ever. It doesn't, regardless of how we feel about it. Personally, I mean, the Disney company, how long are they going to put up with it? But then they keep putting up with The View for all these years.
Well, yeah, but has anyone from The View actually openly fantasized about?
No, I don't know, but they've said other things that were absolutely batshit.
I mean, they said some crazy shit, but even like with Charlie Kirk, they didn't gloat about it.
I mean, there are just things that are not okay. And, like I said, he has the right to make the joke.
Oh, yeah,
and he said it, freedom of speech. But then if people demand consequence from it, or if there is a consequence from it, well, that also comes with the joke. I don't know why I thought that was smart. I mean, of course, he didn't know this was going to happen. I mean, I doubt highly he knew it was going to happen. If he did, that's another question. But I don't think he did it because he knew this was going to happen.
I don't even know if he did himself or just his writer said, here, Jimmy,
he still said words. It. You could have said, I'm not saying this.
I mean, look, dude, after you almost lost your show the last time, like you seriously didn't think this could get you in trouble. Like, I think
he thinks he's above it. Like he can get away with whatever is what I think he thinks.
And now we have the first lady who doesn't really, I mean, she doesn't really get into the mudslinging that much compared to Donald, but she's even like, he needs to be taken off the air. She said people like Kimmel shouldn't have the opportunity to enter our homes each evening to spread hate. A coward. Kimmel hides behind ABC because he knows the network will keep running cover to protect him. Enough is enough. It's time for ABC to take a stand. How many times will ABC's leadership enable Kimmel's atrocious behavior at the expense of our community?
Well, it's funny because you said about her not slinging mud and she doesn't get involved much. She doesn't. But it was really funny to me when they were at that one. I mean, not that a funeral's funny, but when it was a funeral, wasn't it? And then like Obama and stuff sat next to him and he was talking to them and she was just glaring at them like, I hate you people. And I was like, I like her because her face isn't lying.
Was that for Ford?
I don't remember. They were, I think it was a funeral or something. Carter probably. And I remember they were sitting there and he was being polite and having conversations with Obama and different stuff. But she was just looking at him, like looking over at them like, you people suck and I hate you. And it was funny because like she just cannot, I think she doesn't say much because it's like, you know, she can't or she'll like lose her, you know, go off on these people because it's her family. I mean, whether you like him or not, he's still her family. And, you know, you're going to defend your family. It is what it is. But yeah, Disney, he knows he's going to hide because last time he got in trouble, all the celebrities, remember, tried to do the petition and stuff then too, which by the way, celebrities, people are fucking over your petitions. Shove the petitions up your ass. We don't care. And then he got reinstated. And I mean, I think he was always going to get reinstated. It was just like, you know, keep him quiet for like a week and then but I guess he was probably told no before he did it anyway. I don't know how long he thinks Disney's going to put up with it. Disney can't take the hits like they used to.
Yeah, no, they can't. And I think they're trying. I mean, here's the thing. Like these entertainment companies are trying to pivot back to center, but they've been so infested with people that are so far left that like, I mean, this shit's going to keep happening until they put, this is why they're so pissed off about, you did the video the other day talking about Paramount. This is why they're so pissed off about the Ellisons getting control of Warner Brothers too. Cause they're like, oh, this shit's not going to fly anymore in Hollywood. They're going to have to, you know, just keep your opinions. It was very rare when we were younger. It was very rare. I know it's hard to believe for all you millennials and Gen Zs out there, but it was very rare for a celebrity to have a public political opinion. That's why everybody
said, don't talk about politics or religion. Right. It was like the rule. Like, don't talk about those things.
And the celebrities that did get political were roasted to hell and back. Barbara Streisand and Richard Gere and these guys, like, Jane Fonda. Will you shut the hell up about politics?
Hell went for Vietnam anyway.
Yeah, and then once I don't even know what was the tipping point here, but now it's like everybody is expected to give political hot takes. And look, comedians always have had, I think, a little more leeway in that regard, but you don't want the nightly newscaster on the middle of the road news program giving their hot takes about how shitty they think the president is, or what they think about.
It's like a difference between making a joke, like, oh, like his hair looks like a cotton candy toupee or something like that. Something stupid.
How dare you? You need to be taken off the air.
That would be okay, but that's not the same as saying, oh, she looks.
Can't wait for him to die. Yeah, that's basically what you're saying. Yeah,
there's a difference. There's a line, and people will accept, and the line that's considered, in taste or without, that was way beyond it. And again, like I said, he had the right to say it, and I will, fight that he has the right to say what he wants to say. But I also will 100% stand by the fact that just because you say it doesn't mean you're immune from punishment.
Yeah, so I think the yellow boot is probably going to come down. I mean, Disney, it seems like they're trying really hard to stay out of it. And we did another video today talking about Reedy Creek and how them getting into politics cost them Reedy Creek. And this could set off another boycott. This could cost them a shit ton of money.
They're so afraid of Hollywood for whatever reason, or they were, that last time, that I don't know what they'll do. They'll probably ignore it and hope it goes away. Like, in a week they'll be talking about something else. Ignore it for now. It's probably what they're going to do.
I don't think when both the president and Melania and Fox News is going to repeat it, and it's going to get and the people, the target demographic for Jimmy Kimmel are older people that basically forgot to turn their TVs off.
You know what's really funny though? I think I read the other day that Iger now joined something that had Trump's son-in-law in it. It's like a Kirshner thing.
Oh yeah, I think it was like some AI something.
Yes, and I'm like, is this gonna look good for you there, Bob?
He doesn't.
You're not there anymore, but he's still chairman. He's still on the board. I'm like, it's gonna look good for you, dude.
I don't think he gives a shit because he knows he's not going to be president. Bob Iger wanted to be the president. He wanted to run for president.
I'm just saying, like, now they're taking pot shots, no pun intended, at Trump's family. And he's on board with things that are related to Trump's family.
Yeah. So this is, I mean, everybody's like on the left is like having a field day with this. What Jimmy Kimmel said to make Trump and Melania call for his firing. MAGA melts down over days old joke. Just a joke, bro. I was playing darts.
Okay. You know what though? Let's just for a minute. If someone had made a similar joke about Michelle Obama, oh my God. Or, they had said, that she was good, waiting to be a widow. They would have been like, oh, that's racism. That's a threat. That's whatever.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Immediately. Any other president, this joke had been made about them or their wives, it would have been a big deal.
Any other point in recent history, if you made jokes like that, especially on the air, like I said, you're going to get a knock on the door from the FBI.
So when you ask yourself, is it too far? How do you feel if you reverse it and make
any other president?
And you put Biden in there or, Trump's, whatever, you switch it around and that makes you be like, oh, that's too far. Well, then what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like I said, you don't have to like Trump, but this is, look, I guess what this video really is about, this episode really is about is, will this be the straw that breaks the camel's back with Disney? Because this is twice in 6 months. And this one, I think, is actually more egregious. Like the other one.
No, it was pretty bad.
It was bad, but like this is basically like you're saying, hey, I can't wait for a certain person to get gone, so she's gonna be a widow.
Yeah.
That's not.
Like I said, if you put that and put Michelle Obama instead of Melania, and you think that's egregious and horrible, there's your answer.
All right, so we gotta wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.